going on, guys? Nick Lessigore here.
Brandon Delkia.
Exit 12 Brewery in the house with a beer review, a homebrew review from our boy, the president treasurer of the BrewTubers Online Homebrew Club, Maine BrewGuy Gary, aka Gary Fortin, aka That Sexy F.
Gary Bear.
And aka Gary Bear. We have a 9.2%. It says Reeces, but I'm pretty sure he means Reeces Peanut Butter Cup Imperial Stout, handcrafted in Naples, Florida.
Such a jerk thing to do to someone.
Maybe he meant it as Recesses. I don't know. Mike Dean did a review that I watched, and he said Recesses as if that's what the name of the beer was. He said it with so much confidence, you got to believe that that's actually what it is. So thank you, Mike. I think he put peanut butter and something else in this. I can't remember what it was in the fermenter for secondary.
Yeah,
I think the idea was to make it like a fluffer nutter almost.
Well, I would assume it's like a Reese's peanut butter cup if it's a recess.
Right, but I think he put,
Oh, got it.
I don't know if it was fluff and peanut butter,
Oh,
maybe some chocolate.
nice.
12 fluid ounces. Gary Bear works off of the old-fashioned 12-ounce can,
Yep. Little stubby guys.
which is good for a beer of this alcohol content.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It makes it a little more palatable.
Mm-hmm.
Great head.
Yeah.
I'll get you that little... All the kids in the pool, you can't see me pour it, but thank you, Gary Bear.
Yep.
Look at the head on that. That is amazing.
That's awesome.
About a finger head, probably more, about a finger and a quarter.
Oh yeah. Very good.
And you can definitely see the bubbles rising up on it, which is really nice.
Beautiful lacing.
Oh, that lacing's awesome.
Yeah, I
For
mean,
9.3.
It's deep black. You can't see through it, but there's a little red coming through. But it is very, very dark, extremely dark.
The head is khaki, a little bit darker. We have our Yeast Experiment beer boiling right now.
Yep.
We're very excited about that.
Yep. Yeah.
And
It's
as we take a little break, let's get a little sniffa Mamie, baby, on this.
It's been a while since we've done one of these. He's had that one locked in the chamber for.
Honestly, I just thought of it, and my initial
No,
thought,
you just thought of that? Of course you did. That was stupid.
my initial thought after I said it was, I'm rusty. I gotta get back to it.
Okay.
Let's smell it.
What's that?
Oh,
Wow.
cacao. I definitely get like a dried cacao,
Yeah. Yeah.
an unsweetened chocolate, pretty much.
Yeah. It's definitely got a lot of chocolate to it, but
I get a little bit of heat, and I get the peanut butter on the back end, like
yeah. I'm definitely getting a peanut butter, but if you did put, like you said, like a fluff or something like that in there, there's some very like it's almost like a candy. It's like like obviously it was intended to be, but there's definitely something very sweet.
So on the front end, I get the cacao. In the middle, I get kind of that marshmallow aspect we were kind of speaking to, and then on the back end, I get this like dried peanut butter.
Yeah. Almost it almost smells a little like vanilla extract at the end too, like like what you get in a cookie, like right before you start baking a cookie.
Maybe like an anisette cookie.
Not like an anisette cookie. Anisette cookies.
Well, there's vanilla in anisette.
Tell me what they do. This is one of our. You can tell we're rusty because we're just snapping at each other in the video.
All right, I think we should give this a taste.
Yep.
Gare Bear, thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's way more carbonated than I'm used to having a. It's a stout, yeah, which I like a lot. It's definitely got a good hit of creaminess at the beginning. Almost like more like a milk chocolate than even like an unsweetened or a cacao.
So, I concur with Brandon about. I concur with Brandon about
Checking the boil.
Checking the boil. I concur with Brandon about the mouthfeel's a little thin, but I think that's because the carbonation is so high.
Yeah.
I personally enjoy my stouts with a higher carbonation, but I think there is a way to achieve the higher carbonation with the mouthfeel kind of a little more thick, especially for 9.3%. Trillium makes some stouts that have a very, very low level of carbonation that are very sweet. They're called dessert stouts, and I would like a tick up in the carbonation in that aspect, but here, kind of scotch it down just a tiny bit on the carbonation.
So it is pretty sweet. It's not overly sweet. You know, you don't feel like you're gonna get the diabetes from it.
No, which is nice.
So it's very mildly sweet, just enough. I think that was actually perfect.
I get an interesting bitterness on the back end.
Yeah.
That's a little high, but I get an interesting bitterness on the back end of it.
I was gonna say for 9%er, and this is still relatively young. It's a 9.2, and it's still relatively young. I'm not getting a lot of heat. It is not overly boozy. It's very drinkable.
It's surprisingly throatable, I'll say, because I think you could down this very easily.
Keep that in there. That's a
I would. I said the word throat.
Okay.
All right.
Move it on. Yeah, it's definitely chocolatey. I'm trying to pick up the peanut butter. I am getting it a little bit in the middle.
I think it's very tough. I've watched some of Clement's Homebrew's videos and a couple of other homebrewers that utilize peanut butter, and it's very tough to get that authentic peanut butter. I know when Kevin did it, he did like a roux. So he took some of the runoff from his stout and he mixed in dried peanut butter. And I think he said it didn't really come through very well. On the nose, this smells amazing. I think the flavor is very good as well. I think it's got some awesome qualities to it. I'm going to down this quite easily, which is a little scary for 9.3.
Yeah,
I think you hit the alcohol amazingly well.
Yeah, it's a great dessert beer. I'm getting that chocolate, and the chocolate might be sort of blending in with the peanut butter, but it is definitely a great dessert beer, something you can have after dinner or something like that. For us, it's a beginning of a drinking on a brew day, but
I think you nailed it.
Gonna do it.
I think instead of dessert or with something that's probably a little more peanut buttery, maybe like a peanut butter pie.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe like warm right out of the oven peanut butter and chocolate chip cookies. Mm-hmm. You could drink this with it, and it would really complement it very well. Or at the end of, like you said, a really nice dinner, a really expensive dinner, you could have this as like a cordial, like at the end of the night. Just kind of something to calm your stomach and kind of just settle into the rest of the night.
And what I will say is, when you see these more niche beers of like where you're adding a lot of different things, adjuncts and things, they can tend to be, especially on the commercial side, I've seen go over the top and be way too much and way too, overstated. And this is very nicely, everything's there, everything's layered, and it's more subtle. That's some sort of timer. I think we're gonna have to go do hops.
Cheers. Thank you, Gary.
Cheers.
Salute.
Salute.
Let's take